Dobhair from Meitheal Ceol. I hope you're I hope you're getting this live stream, because we're just waiting to see if the feed comes live. Had a number of false starts here, but anyway, if you just bear with us for a while, we're going to have a short sing-song in which our hope is that you'll join in. So it's important for us to try and sort out all the gremlins that are there at the moment. So alright, so I think we're live now.
I think
so. I'm just checking that we're getting a bit of volume here, so just give us a moment to see if we are. We know if we're getting some feedback, but let's just see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so just apologies there, folks, in one sense. Anyway, look, it's March 17th, 2020, St. Patrick's Day. We're up here in wild West Donegal. Mary and I are we're involved with a movement called Meitheal Ceol, which where we just get together to sing songs. As you see, we have a couple of songbooks. We sing out about 500 songs. We get together. We've been getting together every week. We sit around the table and everybody, one after the other, choose the song and we all sing it together just for the fun of it. So what we're going to do here tonight is part of a process. I'm just trying to move along screen. So normally we don't go on camera. You'll understand in a while the reason, nothing to do with.
I wanted you all to see my green sweater. That's the reason we were on camera this evening.
She has to stand up.
But I'd like to wish you, there's my green sweater, especially for St. Patrick's Day.
Patrick was a gentleman.
Yeah, he came from honest people. So again, would like to wish you all a happy St. Patrick's Day. We are here in isolation. We're sort of half self-isolated here. So we stay in, we go for walks, and it's lovely here by the shore. So we're going to sing you, firstly, Paddy's Green Shamrock Shore.
Well, just to explain, obviously, just looking on the internet today, the world has changed. This is a paradigm shift in how we live our lives, and maybe it's not a matter of whether we go back to the same life. We have to get on with whatever life we have and create something different. But this is a bit of a sort of a counterintuitive exercise in simultaneously increasing social distance while trying to in some way create a collaborative online experience to create more social cohesion. So the only reason we've gone on screen to do it is just, I suppose, to humanise the conversation and to see what it's like. Now, we've been talking since, I suppose, the awareness of the COVID virus over the last couple of weeks about what we would do with our music. We sit around a group that could be 4, that could be 10, that could be 15 people on different nights. And so how can we maintain the fun and the joy that we get out of singing, just like all the Italians have been singing in between apartments, etc. How could we do that? And in recognition that as time goes on, that we're only 3 or 4 days into this sense, the global sense of trying to stay at home and stay away from each other, but this will deepen, and as time goes on, the fantastic capacity of the internet to allow interconnection between people, I think it's going to be wonderful. But what we're trying to do, I'm going to show you here, firstly, I say our songbook. We'll be able to have a look at it. We're going to sing a song here, for example, Paddy's Green Shamrock Shore. And these songs, as we're singing, the songs will appear on the screen for you. So you see exactly what we see. As you saw there, Mary's working from a physical book. I'm working from, I have this up on an iPad, you have it up on your phone. And what we're looking to try and do is encourage people to sing along with us. And obviously there's an issue with time delay, etc. But once you're singing in time with us wherever you are, there's just can be, you can't get back to us. Not sure yet how we'll manage the whole. We would like to think that people will develop comments and all that sort of stuff. I'm not sure how we'll manage this, and not just in this case. But what we're also looking to do is experiment we're going to try and do something like this every day. And what we're saying to you out there is, if you ever had an instrument, a mandolin, a guitar, a tin whistle, a fiddle, whatever it was, and if you're like me and you left it sitting around for a long period of time, this is maybe an opportunity for you to go and learn an instrument, have a bit of fun, and that's what we're going to try and do. And one thing you learn very quickly playing along with us is that, Jesus, anybody can be as good as us. So that's the real important thing. There's a very low threshold or barrier of entry. And we can't hear you. You have to put up with us. But you can turn us down if you want and just follow along with the notes or play with each other. Play along with each other.
So, if fighting breaks out here, just pretend we're not here,
No,
okay? You've heard about the fight.
It's just cabin fever. Yeah. So, look, let's try this. We're going to try this and we'll see how it works. At the moment, I've got another device here in which I can see that the stream is running, but I'm not sure who's watching or who isn't, and that's a whole other area, and I have to learn how to try and share these feeds, etc. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and that's running at the moment, so hopefully we'll get better at this. I'm going to try and share this to a couple of different places. So I'll share it to the Wild Atlantic Way here. That's a group, and see how that works. So again, where we are based, we're based here. I'll give you an example of what you're looking at and why this place is so lovely. I'll just go into some of my photographs if I can. I'll lift them up here, my photos app. And you can see there on different days how beautiful this Wild Atlantic coast is. And the great thing is for us that was fortunate, we can be socially distanced, as you can see from those people. That's not us, but how apart you can be down on the beach, and lovely fresh air, etc. And you can say we even have our own little local friends, our donkeys.
Where's my donkey?
So
where's my ass?
So look, why don't we just we'll kick in and we'll start and we'll see how things go.
Yeah, that's okay.
I think as we do this sort of stuff, we can. Let's just try and share it a little bit more. I'm not sure. Essentially, we've posted this to a Facebook page, and that's Meitheal Ceol's page. So we'd encourage you to press like on it if you would. And I am of the hope that as we do other live streams, then you'll get notified, and that we do it. So we're thinking at this stage, could we do this every day for a half an hour or so? Pick 2 or 3 songs, play them back a couple of times, have a bit of fun with them. And maybe people could contact us and let us know what the songs that we could sing. We're no experts or anything, but that we could sing along and enjoy. And again, we'd be very happy to share. We put these books together over the last 2 years. They've been they're a fantastic book in print. I mean, they're quite big, as you can imagine, 500 songs. But we're delighted to share with anybody freely the PDFs of the book, so you can watch them on a document and play along. But at any time we'll be playing, whatever we're playing, you can see it on the screen, and my job is to move it up and down the screen. So what you see exactly is what I'm playing. So I'm just going to, again, we have various people that we have connected with over the last year and a half, the Dundalk ukulele players and people in various musical groups, I suppose. I'm just trying to pick up somebody's. Hopefully you can find some way of doing this a little bit better than we're doing it at the moment. But you may be hearing this on playback or whatever, so again you can play it back at any time. So look, we have a couple of songs. Maybe the day that's in it, we're going to start off with a song called Paddy's Green Shamrock Shore. At the moment we're playing this open. So again, just to show you, if we're not, I'm playing the guitar, Mary's playing the ukulele, and on some songs you'll see the chords, but the chords will be the pitch of the song that we're singing. It will be adjusted by the use of a capo, and the capo will fit on the guitar and basically move up the neck of the guitar, so we can play using the same chords as you see on the screen. We can play it in a higher pitch. But we'll tell you that as we're singing a particular song. So at the start of the song, we'll tell you what chords that are being sung.
Okay.
So we're singing this in the open position using G, C and D chords as we are there, right?
Yeah.
From Derry Bay we sailed away on the 23rd of May. We were boarded by water there we did take on 5,000 gallons or more. In case we'd run short, gone to New York, far away from the Shamrock shore. Now we sailed 3 days, we were all seasick, not a man on board was free. We were all confined to our bunks, with no one to pity poor me. No father dear, nor mother kind, to hold up my head when 'twas sore. Which made me think more of the lassie I left on Paddy's green Shamrock shore. Well, we safely reached the other side in 23 days. We were taken as passengers by a man and led round in 6 different ways. We each of us drank a parting glass in case we might never meet more. And we drank a health to old Ireland dear and Paddy's green Shamrock shore. So fare thee well, sweet Liza dear, and likewise Derry town. And twice farewell to me comrade boys who dwell on that sainted ground. If fortune ever should favour me, or I to have money in store, I'll come back and I'll wed the wee lassie I left on Paddy's green Shamrock shore. I'll come back and I'll wed the wee lassie I left on Paddy's green Shamrock shore. Right, okay, so I'm working on the bass. I presume some of you are still with us. So again, you're either listening to this in real time, a couple of seconds behind where we are, but you're in sync where you are. You may be watching it on playback, and you can play this back if you're looking at it later, or it might be you can save the video as an evergreen thing. And one of the reason I say this is I'm really hoping we had actually in the main shed Skibbo in the bar and Dobhair in Donegal. Ironically, we had just secured approval for a training course, a short training course funded by the Educational Training Board here in the Northwest Donegal for learning to play musical instruments, etc. It just came through just around the time of the COVID-19 virus taking off and the requirement for social distancing, general isolation, etc. So we've been really saying how else can we leverage this experience and this energy, whatever, in the new space that we're in, and that's what really this is about. So again, what we're doing is, you can see in this book here, again, just to say to you, if you private message us, a bit of a learning curve for us here in terms of trying to do this through the Meitheal. We have a page called Meitheal Ceol. We also have a Meitheal Ceol music group, 365 songs in a year. So we're live streaming this through the page. I'm trying to see what I can learn about that in the meantime. But the book, I say, we'd be very happy for private messages to send you a copy of the book by PDF so you can have a look at the songs and pick them, and maybe contact us either as we develop better understanding of the commenting feature, because just the two of us, we don't have a production, there's nobody else doing this. So for example, when I'm running the camera as I am now, and we're losing a bit of light at the moment.
We are. So the next song we're going to sing is 40 Shades of Green.
Right, okay.
Many of you may know the song already, and you will know that it was written by Johnny Cash as he was flying in to Shannon Airport he saw green everywhere, and it prompted him to write this particular song. So join with us.
Okay, so just to show you how it works, like I go on to the index, I just click on the index, it's all interactive. It should be interactive anyway. I'm having all sorts of different problems with my the interactive element of it. But what is it? 40 Shades of Green.
40 Shades
so
of Green.
what I do is I just go along. It's all done in
page 133.
It's just done in a A to Z. So you can see there 40 Shades of Green is going to come up there. And I click on it and it just shoots over the page. So all I do is I explode my way into it. And I'm trying to keep this as big on the screen as makes sense to you. Whether you can watch this on a phone, you can watch it on a tablet, you can watch it on a PC or any other device that you've got. And what we're hoping to encourage people is to join along with us and maybe explore a way in which we can have a bit of fun in these times of massive uncertainty and unknownness, etc. Anyway, I think it's a lovely song.
Yes, beautiful song.
I close my eyes and picture the emerald of the sea, from the fishing boats of Dingle to the shores of Donaghadee. I miss the river Shannon and the folks at Skibbereen, the moorlands and the meadows and their 40 shades of green. Most of all I miss a girl in Tipperary town, and most of all I miss her lips as soft as eider down. I want to see and do the things we've done and seen, where the breeze is sweet as Shalimar and there's 40 shades of green. I wish that I could spend an hour at Dublin's churning surf. I love to watch the farmers drain the bogs and spade the turf, to see again the thatching of the straw the women glean. I'd walk from Cork to Larne to see the 40 shades of green. But most of all I miss a girl in Tipperary town, and most of all I miss her lips as soft as eider down. Again I want to see and do the things we've done and seen, where the breeze is sweet as Shalimar and there's 40 shades of green again. But most of all I miss a girl in Tipperary town, and most of all I miss her lips as soft as eider down. Again I want to see and do the things we've done and seen, where the breeze is sweet as Shalimar and there's 40 shades of green. Where the breeze is sweet as Shalimar and there's 40 shades of green.
Now,
great song. And I hope he's like that, and more importantly, I hope in some way this starts spelling out a picture of what you can do. I mean, does it matter if we're not in the same room or whatever? By the way, I mean, what we know about these streams that we've been meeting for nearly, I suppose, 14 months or so in the shed in the men's shed, Skibbo Navar, in Guidor and West Donegal. So it's not a men's, where we're singing. Meitheal Ceol is a mixed group of men and women who just enjoy singing, having a cup of tea and a bit of chat and a bit of company. And and every night when we met there, the most common theme that everybody said after a couple of hours, you just forget all your worries, you forget the world and you disappear for a couple of hours. And if ever we needed that type of
interaction we needed now. Yeah.
Suspension of disbelief or whatever. I think it's now. So a couple of things just to say on the book. So I know, just again to give you so just give an idea what the book looks like physically. Again, I need to just never mind my hand going over this thing here, but the oh sorry, I need to go to my albums. I tried to put some of the pictures into an album here. So that's what our book looks like. Two books. One is, as you can just blow it in. This is called. We started this project originally in 2018. We had this idea of creating one song a day, give us a bit of discipline to try and collect the chords, write them down, and we're all self-taught YouTubers, and we decided that, and then the book morphed into an idea of like your one a day. Like we all needed more than one a day at the moment. I don't know what sort of antiviral positivity that this can do. It might even be a placebo, but so what. But after a year of it, then we had 365 songs, and then of course a lot of people gave us feedback. And
Can I just say what's good about it too is the fact that the font is 16, and it's easy to see it because of the size of the font. It's easy to read, particularly for people like me who have issues around seeing. Yeah, it's a wonderful book. It took almost a year to.
So then we realised there's so many songs that never got into the books. We created this other little book. Well, there's about 130 songs in the second book, so it's about 500 songs between the second one we call The Ones That Got Away, so that's what we've got 500 songs. You never run out of songs, and it's not that sometimes we come to a song and we have to mix it up because you can't remember the bits of it, etc. So there's a link that there's a link at the bottom of each song to somewhere where someone is playing this song on YouTube, so you can learn it. And as we go along today, we just want to we'll mention a number of people we've met along the journey that we've had. This idea has been a journey we've had as we've motorhomed around Europe over the last number of years when we've been so free to travel. Isn't it wonderful? So we have wonderful memories of those days, people we met along, sang songs with, and people who taught us songs. But particularly today, just to reach out to some of those who sing along was on a Wednesday night. Trish Doherty, who's a neighbour of ours from somewhere across the way, we called over to see Trish the other day.
Hi Trish.
The last few sessions, but hopefully we will get together again, but maybe we can get to do something collaborative like this. So hi Trish there. The other is for John Coyle. John, you know, we haven't been well over the last period of time with your lung issues and difficult times at the moment, but we know how much you've enjoyed the songs, etc. So we hope you
and Tommy and Tommy's I imagine housebound at the moment as well. Tommy Gallagher.
And of course Ronan Cole, who's practicing his Boweron. He lives not far away from us, so we'll be able to hear his Boweron. He'll be able to join us in at a distance. And then we have JJ, who's you know, JJ in his early 70s has decided he's going to learn to play the guitar. So, you know, the great thing is, and the ironic thing, just we were about to get our instrument learning course kicked off, that, you know, this got in the way. But this is still an opportunity to continue to play some.
And we'll say hello to Aidan and Liam as well. We look forward to having you back, Liam and Aidan, and anybody else, all the rest of you. We so look forward.
What's the next song?
The next song is Love and Happiness. It's page 224.
Again, typically what happens, just to say again, going on the index kicks in, and then I just go look for the song. There are two books, and we just shoot from one to the other. What page is it on there?
224.
In the key, just go along
in the key of D.
Yeah, so go along here and we'll see. Now sometimes, as you'll see in this song here, there's sometimes in the book we've two versions of a song, and that's simply because we've just done them in different pitches to suit different voices.
So we wish you all love and happiness, and it's a very beautiful song. And
I don't think that's not the right one, is it?
Love and Happiness in D is the one we've been doing it in D. Yeah. Wishing well.
I think I'm just want. By the way, the great thing is you'd love to be at our SingSong, so we have. It's a great battering session as we disagree with each other about what pitch to sing this in and all the rest. But it's great. We all settle. So actually, right here's it again. We're not sure whether we should be playing this in D or G and which position. So you're listening to our
like
creative process, the fella called.
Here's a wishing well.
So I think
we have to go up a bit. I think we were in top of
we're trying to.
We're in top of number.
Maybe not.
I think we do.
So what we're going to do is we're going to try this. There's nothing like it. There's plenty of time if we get it wrong. So the other thing is what we're doing is we're aware that people have their voices are pitched in different areas, and we'd like to think that people should try and sing where they're comfortable. So we try and accommodate things, but the songs are written in relatively easy chords, and as we develop this process and the idea, and we'd like to think that we will commit to try and do something every day on this, and we'll find a way of distributing information about chord shapes and ideas around learning, and hopefully people might, through their interactive commentary, in a collaborative, Meitheal-based way, just support each other in each other's learning. And we'd love to have feedback, etc. We're not really interested in people that say bad we are, and
we know ourselves.
That's not the
you
point.
don't need to
The
tell
point,
us.
Look, and the other point is it's all about having a bit of fun. That's what it is.
Absolutely.
But what, it's important when we are playing this that we tell you where we're pitched. So just to explain to you again, some people may not be familiar, but when I show you the guitar, I'm moving the capo on to position 1. So it's one semitone up in pitch, but we're going to use exactly the same chord shapes as we were using before. And again, normally we haven't used this idea of switching from camera to just to looking at the words, but look, we learn.
Here's a wishing well, here's a penny for any thought it is that makes you smile. Every diamond dream, everything that brings love and happiness to your life. Here's a rabbit's foot, take it when you go, so you'll always know you're safe from harm. Wear your ruby shoes when you're far away, so you'll always stay home in your heart. You will always have a lucky star, shines because of what you are, even in the deepest dark, because your aim is true. If I could only have one wish, darling, it would be this, love and happiness for you. Here's a spinning wheel, use it once you've learned, there's a way to turn the straw to gold. Here's a rosary, count on every bead, with a prayer to keep the hope you hold. You will always have a lucky star that shines because of what you are, even in the deepest dark, because your aim is true. If I could only have one wish, darling, it would be this, love and happiness for you. If I could only have one wish, darling, it would be this, love and happiness for you. Okay, that's
lovely song, and you know these things. I think
Emmy
again,
Lou.
just to see on the books that you can see there's a YouTube link to it. So I'm just going to try this now again, and how all this interacts with the stream, God only knows. But what you see is if you just click on that, then it jumps into where you see a YouTube video of somebody playing that song. In this case, it's a most magnificent rendition by and Emmy Lou. So again, what I look at again, the exercise that this is about is beginning a process of hopefully on a daily basis getting online here, doing a live stream, and hopefully be joined by people wherever in the world you are. It doesn't matter, like music is an international language, and that we can, whoever's involved can just enjoy it. Maybe we can create some sort of interactive dialogue through where you're using Facebook Live. the biggest challenge I've always been having is I'm using an iPad and I'm trying to capture my screen and what's on my screen so you can see it. It's not really a matter of seeing us in cameras and all that sort of stuff. That's, as you can see, we become increasingly dull as the night goes on.
Yeah, of course.
As the night goes on, we become increasingly dull. You know, maybe I can brighten it up.
By the way, that last song was written as a nursery rhyme by Emmy Lou and Kimmy Rose. It was written maybe for Emmy Lou's daughter when she was a baby. So it's a beautiful song. And now we're going to move on to Raglan Road, which is on page 266.
Again, so I just, take you through the process. And to remind you, look, we're all going to be socially distanced for a long time. Be plenty of time to learn all these things. But if you ever had an idea, like so many people who bought instruments and took them and had to go with them and didn't go any further. In the last couple of days, I've been having such fun on YouTube. I've decided I have an electric piano. I said, I'm going to play this. I'm going to find out how to play it. Sure, it doesn't matter. I'm going to have a go and enjoy it. And there's always some 9-year-old out on YouTube who knows an awful lot more than me and can show me something. So what we'd like is to try and create a community of interest around this, and in any way we can support you by transferring information, copies of the book, or so just private messages or whatever. We'll find a way of making these books available. So again, I think the process would be to encourage you to like the Meitheal Ceol page, to join the Meitheal Ceol music, the singing group, and see if we can create interactive somethings there. And again, anybody who's any technical ideas or ways in which we can develop this and whatever, delighted to hear from you. So what I do is when I click on the index, it brings me back to the baseline of the book. And what am I looking for again?
Raglan Road.
Again, of course, one of the problems in these songs, do we call it On Raglan Road or Raglan Road?
It's On Raglan Road.
So, because that affects the old A to Z stuff.
So this song, this was written initially as a poem by a poet, one of our well-known poets, Padraig from County Monaghan. And
we'll see a song we can do after this. As you just say to you see that I clicked on something, I got to the Old Maiden to Gaoth. So do that. Sometimes when you're going around in the group on a night, it's fantastic because as you're going around, you have an idea. I'm going to sing this song when it comes to my turn, and then as you're fiddling through the pages, then you see another song, you're completely misdirected into something else.
Yeah,
the song's wonderful.
So on Raglan Road.
So we're going to be playing this open. So again, I need to be reminded. Open means you take the capo off. You're just playing it in all the chords as you see them. Again, as you can see, we're all 3-chord merchants if you're lucky. A big shout out to Sean Kelly there, who really encouraged me to move on from 3 chords.
to 2 chords.
So we do twice daily for you, Sean, soon with 2 chords in it. And again, Aidan McPhillips, who joined us in a lovely painter, and I'm sure you'll be doing lovely paintings in this period of time. And Liam Maloney, another man who's interested in painting, does lovely photography. Liam has joined us recently, coming down singing. And to the ladies from the Women's Shed
yes,
Indoor.
Of course, yeah.
Teresa and
Moya and Anne and a whole lot of them. And,
so
and of course we must say hello to Thomas Doherty. Tommy Doherty.
Yeah, that's right, Tommy.
This song will suit you because it's got GC and...
So Tommy's been with us for the last number of weeks, come along, and you know, I know the period we're in is interrupting our opportunity to be physically together, but hopefully we can keep something going along the way as we do this. So anyway, this is
on Raglan Road.
Raglan Road, gorgeous song.
On Raglan Road of an autumn day, I saw her first and knew that her dark hair would weave a snare that I might one day rue. I saw the danger and I passed along the enchanted way, and I said, let's grief be a fallen leaf at the dawning of the day. On Grafton Street in November, we tripped lightly along the ledge of the deep ravine where can be seen the worth of passion's pledge. The Queen of Hearts still baking tarts and and I not making hay. Oh, I love too much, and by such is happiness thrown away. I gave her gifts of the mind, I gave her the secret sign that's known to the artists who have known the true God of sound and stone, and word and tin, oh, without sin, I gave her pause to say, with her own name there and her own dark hair, like clouds over fields of May, on a quiet street where all ghosts meet, I see her walking now, away from me so hurriedly. My reason must allow that I had loved, no hell I should, a creature made of clay. When the angel woos the clay, he'd lose his wings at the dawn of day. When the angel woos the clay, he'd lose his wings at the dawn of day. Tricia, we miss you for the timing.
Hey, don't worry about our timing, folks. I mean,
Now, at this point, we're going to change over to
can I just suggest that there was a song I saw?
All Made in the Garret?
Yeah, before that. Let's try that too. Look, the other thing is, a lot of these songs we haven't sung them when we went the time or so. So whatever mess we make of them or whatever, just join in.
Old
you know,
mate.
we'll probably scrub on to the next thing. But just a shout out to Nancy and Chuck.
In Nashville, in Tennessee.
Mary was talking. We've been talking to them again. The beauty of
So
WhatsApp and Facebook and Messenger. Talking to them over during the weekend. Obviously, where they are in the area, they have numbers of
in their county, yeah.
cases of coronavirus. So it's everywhere. And again, call out to Niall Brennan, our friend in South Africa, where it's taken over in South Africa as well, and Sam Carlos down the south of France at the moment. So we're all in different places. You know, the world, as I say, the world has become a global village. The problem is that the virus goes round the village inevitably, and it does what it does. But I mean, the real important thing is to try and keep your distraction and your spirits up. And when we were singing that song, Raglan Road, one thing that struck me is the magic of lovely songs that you sing is when you're singing them, it takes your mind away to all sorts of other places. And I'll come back to this song in a moment, but earlier on this particular iPad, I was looking for something there, but I see these pictures, I see photos, right? So, but last year, sometimes I think it's on this one here. Just bear with me. This is out of sync, etc. What we're doing, but I thought it might be of interest.
We were up and down to Dublin at that point rather a lot, and one day we were driving along and Liam just
I'm not sure if
slams on the brakes and says, "There's Raglan Road." So we got out and we set up our instruments and we...
It's on a different device.
On a different device. Okay, we'll show you that another time, yes?
Yeah, what we must do is actually... Look, the interesting thing about just technically, it's a great time to play with gadgets. And, isn't it, one thing about being out in the wild Atlantic way, we're really fortunate to have fibre high-speed internet here at the moment, which is really, really tremendous in these times of woe that we have. The internet, I think, is going to be a magnificent tool for keeping people connected. Why did I say that?
A bit worried about the battery. All Made in the Garret.
Alright, so we're going to go on to this next song, if we can find it in here, yeah. So it's on the page before Raglan Road. So that's what happened.
265, page 265.
It's just the way we normally do things. That was impacted upon a little bit at the moment, but this is a plus. When you sit in a group with us, whether you sing or not, that's not important. When it comes to your turn, everybody has to nominate a song and then we all sing it together. So nobody's exposed, everybody's included, and very quickly people who felt they never had voices just get to enjoy themselves, no judgments, and that's what it is at the moment. I actually think it's a great exercise for your lungs, if nothing else, to keep the air moving.
Absolutely, yes, it is, of course.
So I know when I love the song because they, we heard it when we were kids. The version that is connected on the link to YouTube is a version by Steel Eye Span, and they're so energetic.
I was told by my aunt, I was told by my mother, going to a wedding was the making of another. If this be so, then I'll go without a bidding. Oh, kind Providence, won't you send me to a wedding? And oh dear me, how would it be if I died alone, laid in the garret? Well, then there's me sister Jean, she's not handsome or good looking, scarcely 16, and the fellow she was courting. Now she's 24 with a son and a daughter. Here am I, 44, and I've never had an offer. And it's, oh dear me, how will it be if I died alone, laid in the garret? Well, I can cook and I can sew, I can keep the house right tidy, get up in the morning and get the breakfast ready. There's nothing in this wide world would make my heart so cheery as a wee fat mammy who would call me his own dearie. And it's, oh dear me, how would it be if I died alone, laid in the garret? So come landsman, come talesman, come tinker or come sailor, fiddler or come dancer, come ploughman or come sailor, come rich man, come poor man, come fool or come witty, come any man at all that will marry me for pity. And it's, oh dear me, how would it be if I died alone, laid in the garret? Well, then I'm away home, for nobody's heeding, nobody's heeding the poor and he's pleading. I'm away home to my own bitty garret. If I cannot get a man, then I'll surely get a parrot. And it's, oh dear me, how would it be if I died alone, laid in the garret? And it's, oh dear me, how would it be if I died alone, laid in the garret? So we might as well do All Around My Hat if we've done that one. By the same people, is it?
Sorry again, apologies there. I never said that we did that open. So we learned our protocols, but probably if I don't say we're changing the capo position, then we are saying it in open position.
So All Around My Hat is 22.
And again, this is what happens with the book. You find songs, oh God, that reminds you of nuts, and we have that song. So again, if this catches your trips your trigger, I think it's on. I think we're
22 and 23.
Yeah, we're doing it in the keys. C,
okay, that's perfect.
But I hope this what we're doing finds some resonance out there with anybody. Just if you want to have a bit of diversion, get your head out of, listen to the news and the numbers, exponential growth and flatten of the curve and all the rest. Like, this is beyond our control. That's certainly beyond my control, certainly.
So with the help of the Lord, we'll all survive this. And
look, we do what we can do, and in the meantime, what's great is, I've been retired a number of years, thank God. I took early retirement, never looked back, and what I've really enjoyed is having the time to play around with stuff like this. So maybe you've been very busy in your life, and maybe there's some downtime for you here now. But if you've any instrument or anything that you'd like to do, it seems like music is innate to us, and it's just a magical thing to be able to do. And I think singing songs is such a relaxing, therapeutic exercise. So again, that's All Around My Hat. We would have probably learned it as kids, as a
I wear a tricoloured
yeah,
ribbon. It was a
sort of
tricoloured
rebel
ribbon.
song or
It
something
was,
like
yes.
that there. But anyway, this again, and if you the other thing what we have is we've created a playlist on YouTube. So all these songs, if it's something you wanted to learn to sing along, certainly the first book we've created them into a playlist, and we can give you. We'll make sure as we get the hang of how to use pages and groups better, we'll circulate that information, put it up. It means that you could sit back and listen to these songs as you're passing time, even if you're going out for a walk, put on a pair of headphones to listen to the song, and you become familiar with them. As that's the way we all learn songs, by listening to them, and then you can play along. We all play along together.
Fairly well cold winter and fairly well cold frost. Nothing have I gained, but my own true love I lost. But sing and I'll be merry when occasion I do see the false deluded young man let him go. Farewell he, all around my hat I will wear the green willow, and all around my hat for the 12 months and a day. If anyone should ask me the reason why I'm wearing it, it's all for my true love who's far, far away. The other night he brought me a fine diamond ring, but she thought to have displayed me as a far better thing. Be careful as lovers ought to be. He's a false deluded young man, let him go. Farewell he, all around my hat I will wear the green willow, and all around my hat for the 12 months and a day. If anyone should ask me the reason why I'm wearing it, it's all for my true love who's far, far away. Here's a quarter pound of reasons and a half pound of sense, small sprig of pine and as much of prudence. You mix them all together and then you will plainly see he's a false deluded young man. Let him go. Farewell he. Okay. All around my hat I will wear the green willow, and all around my hat for 12 months and a day. If anyone should ask me the reason why I'm wearing it, it's all for my true love who's far, far away. It's all for my true love who's far, far away. Ooh. So we were going to sing.
I think we'll do the last one. I'll tell you why.
Running out, the battery's running low, and we're
not our battery. The battery's on our.
our batteries.
Battery's on the light. The light is fading fast here in West Donegal, but you know what it is? It's 5 to 7. The good news is the winter is past, as the Cork Kildare song
And
is
the summer's coming at last.
And you know there'll be plenty of days to do this, and we'd be interested in developing the concepts. All you know, for the last couple of years we've had such fun. You know, Mary picked up a mandolin or a ukulele.
And now I'm learning the guitar.
And just
Woo.
decided to have a go and learned it, and I had this lovely guitar that I brought for a lot of money a long time ago, thinking that the person who I bought it off, that'd be as good as her playing, just because
She was
that
good.
was a stupid idea. But anyway, still have it, and I paid me money. I don't owe anybody any money for it, and I can play my song.
This song is called Isle of Hope, Isle of
right.
Tears, and
So
the
which
Capo
song is
13.
which
It's
one?
on page 91 in the second book.
Okay, so again, just what happens here, just to explain what will happen. I go back to the book, I just zoom out there, and then I'm looking at these in iBooks. So I have the book set up here, the ones that got away. Yeah, so I just bring in the second book.
Where's
I go to
Diego?
the
Diego
index,
there?
And let me pick the index.
Hello, Diego, come here.
Isle of Hope, is it?
Yes, come here.
So-
Want to show you. Diego wants to say hello too. Come on up here.
So where is the Isle of Hope?
Come on up here. Come on, up here.
So this is a gorgeous song we heard. Oh yeah, who did we hear singing this?
Isla
song?
Grant or Johnny McAvoy?
Was it not Keane? Sean Keane.
Sean Keane, well, he sings that beautifully, actually.
Sorry, just before we go,
Want to say hello to the dog?
Quiet little fella here.
There he is, and he's a good boy. He's a little musical dog.
Anyway.
Say hello, Diego, to those people there. Look, say hello.
Here, let's see. This is
Can't
Diego.
see him very well now.
He has to be put. Now we can very delight.
Yeah.
Can I invite?
Look at him.
Anyway, this is our little dog, Diego.
Say hello, Diego.
He comes along to every session. He sits. He loves it.
He loves music. He does, yeah.
He loves the company. Very friendly, great disposition.
Now, we have capo on 3 here.
So again, sometimes in the book we put a capo position on it. We're not necessarily fixated on this. And again, we're saying what we're trying to, the chords we're trying to keep fairly simple.
Okay,
and, as we develop this dialogue that we're going to have over the next period, then we will post pictures of the chords, etc. We'll find, look, there's a lot of learning for all of us, certainly for us on this end to do, to try and work. We sort of reimagined a room here that we're going to do this in on a regular basis. We see how things work out.
So this is an emigration song. A very beautiful song again, isn't it?
Oh, it's fabulous. I suppose these songs are songs that this is one of emigration, but I suppose it's about fears and memories and the sort of issues that faced people in the famine times. About being forced away from their home, not knowing what's going to happen next, and the whole world is now embroiled in what's going to happen next. Like in 2020 vision, when you think of how far we've come technologically, that we've now scientifically got to the edge of working out the meaning of life, which is a paradox, I think, when we get at the end of it, and yet something like coronavirus comes in, and we're afraid to touch each other, afraid to look at each other, afraid to be seen with each other, and all this, and we don't know, and the biggest the biggest reality there is that we're all going to learn an awful lot through this. But whatever we come out with, I'm hoping that in this change of paradigm, some new recognitions of the value of community and collaboration and looking after each other comes through. You can have all the toys in the world, and like Mayfainism really has no future. It's Ceol is the only way we're going to survive, and that's obviously that's the medical message as well. Anyway,
so Peggy in Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah, I mean, sorry if we haven't.
We'll identify with this.
Told her taught about you tonight. Fuck if you can't.
You and your chicken, you and your hen, you and your babies.
Oh no, not you, Peggy. Sorry, but no, we've had lovely people come along over the period of time, year and a third or whatever we've been live streaming. With lovely feedback from people, and also feedback from people reflecting on what these songs have meant in their lives. We'd be very interested in hearing that from you. Then I think songs just lock into particular experiences in your life, good, bad, and different. I think it's nice to remind them and share them anyway. Okay, so
and Nancy and Edward in Pittsburgh, they will relate to this as well. Okay.
On the first day of January
1892,
they opened Ellis
Island and they let the people through.
And the first to cross the threshold
of that Isle of Hopes and Tears was Annie Moore from Ireland, who was all of 15 years. I love hope, I love tears, I love freedom, I love fear.
But it's
not the isle you left behind. I love hunger, I love pain, I'll never see again. But the Isle of Home is always on your mind. In a little bag she carried all her dreams and history,
and her
dreams for the future in the land of liberty. Courage is the passport when your whole world disappears.
But there's no future
in the past when you're 15 years. I love hope, I love tears, I love freedom, I love fears.
But it's not
the isle you left behind. I love hunger, I love
the Isle of home is always on your mind. When they closed down Ellis Island in 1943, 17 million people had come there for sanctuary. In the springtime when I came there, I stepped into its piers. I thought how it must have been when you're 15 years. I love hope, I love tears, I love freedom, I love fear. But it's not the isle you left behind that I love hunger, I love pain, I will never see again. But the Isle of home is always on your mind. So while I'm singing that song, it's a big shout out to Patsy Rogers in Dundalk.
Yeah.
Because Patsy organises a lot of gigs for a very close group of people who really have made friends with each other over the years, following the likes of Johnny McAvoy and Isla Grant, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Isla Grant, yeah.
So I know Patsy had her going on in Naomh sometime last year. And I'm very mindful, Patsy, if you're out there and you're listening, that you've brought wonderful pleasure to people's lives, older people or more mature people or people who seniors or whatever. And that's all about getting together and having fun. And in this time that we're in at the moment, due to our ages and our vulnerabilities, our medical vulnerabilities, we need to be socially, physically distanced from each other. But in some way, if any of this sort of singing together online can be brought into a vehicle for giving each other a bit of G up and a bit of support, like, it's amazing. We intend to do this for 20 minutes or half an hour. We've been at it for a while. So look, what we're going to try and do is we thank anybody who's been either with us in real time, and sorry if anybody has been posting comments. I really managed, I had to switch devices. There's a problem with the other one when I started. So we will check back on those. If you are listening in real time, or if you happen to listen back to this, we'd be very interested in joining along with you and finding ways in which, what can we do? Look, I'm not a doctor, I'm a retired engineer. Mary's a retired nurse, she's not in the space that can do things she's done most of her life for people. But is there some way in which we can all act in some way to bring...
Yeah, we can still help each other. We can still look out for each other.
And at the end of the day, this is about having a bit of fun. We're going to finish on the Isle of Man.
Isle of Man. Oh, the crack was 90. Okay, let's go get the crack was 90.
You can't get rid of it. We used to say we go around in the motorhome where we'd meet all these people.
We have a captured audience.
What do you call them from man from Germany? What do you call them?
Let's see now. Crack.
You met so many Germans.
Oh Lord, come on, we should know him.
Oh God.
Oh God, come on.
It was quite sometime recently. We met them up in Meitheal, which is only a couple of miles away.
We'll think of him next time.
Or a couple of kilometres. And we go up to Meitheal, next minute we've a motorhome full of people singing along songs. We can't even do that now because we can't get...
Oh, well, we can go up to Meitheal when the weather gets better.
Can't get in together again. But,
when the weather gets better, we can do it outside, yeah? Yeah.
Jürgen,
yes, of course, Jürgen.
Not Jürgen Klopp. Sorry, anyway. What song are you looking for?
The Crack was 90, it's page 354.
So it's again in our first book. We'll go back after
the big book.
The first book. And just go back to me, index, shoot forward. So look at this is how we'll do it. Again, we'd be delighted to share the book out there and use any vehicle we can to, 354 is it?
I know Mary Clerkin likes this song.
Oh Mary, how are you doing? In,
the Crack was 90 in the Isle of Man.
Of Navan and of Cork, and of West Cork.
Skibbereen actually.
Oh, Skibbereen. Oh yeah, Skibbereen was in our song earlier.
It was, I meant to say hello to Mary, that it reminded me, yeah.
So anyway, we had me candles. Now we're singing in the dark. Just to show you how it's getting like now.
Oh,
see, it's in the dark now. We have candles and everything going here, do you know what I mean? So anyway, we have no idea what's the best time to do this. Like obviously we have all day and to pass the time or whatever. But maybe routine. I heard Dr. Harry Barry talking last night on the television. He was talking about how to cope with anxiety and all the rest. And one thing mentioned was routine, right?
Yeah,
You
important.
know, since retirement, one of the things I'm not great on is routine. I love the lack of routine, but maybe we can find a slot that we can commit to say we'll do this for a period of time every day.
Yeah.
We'd really encourage you, if you ever thought you'd like to play an instrument, you know, if anybody ever said to you, sing us a song you sang at your mother's wedding and you didn't have any songs, you could certainly have a lot of the songs after this period of, what do you, incarceration?
Yeah,
Is
well,
it? No?
sort of. It is. It's really
Solitary. Well, it's
imprisonment.
solitary
confinement,
Solitary
yeah.
lack of confinement. Anyway,
We
this
were
is,
we were
the
going
Isle
to
of
sing.
Man.
We were
Right.
going to sing "Who'll Stop the Rain" because it's been raining rather a lot around here
That's right.
recently.
God, we need a break. We need
anyway,
a break.
we won't do that. We'll do the Crackers night.
Right. Oh, this is open.
Yeah.
Where
We the railroad stop, spent the evening getting lost up in the Ace of Hearts where the high schools were engaging. Over the butt bridge down by the dock, the boat she sailed at 5 o'clock. Hurry now, boys, and the whacker, before we're there, we'll all be back. Carry 'em if you can. Oh, the crack was 90 in the Isle of Man. Before we reach the Alexander Base, the ding-dong weed is surely raised. In the bar of the ship, we had great sport at the boat she sailed out of the port. Landed up in the Douglas Head, inquiring for a vacant bed. To dine in a room we shouldn't have shown by a decent woman from up the road. Take that if you can. Oh, the crack was 90 in the Isle of Man. Next morning went for a rumble around for to see the sights of Douglas town. All went in for a mighty session in a pub they called it Darby's. All got drunk by 3:30. To sober up we went swimming in the sea. Back to the digs
for the spruce up bar when rain
for the rosy. We all drew up our plans. Oh, the crack was 90 in the Isle of Man.
Apologies for that, Dave. Sorry.
We have to move. We have to move. We have to move the light. Okay. We have to move the light.
I'm stuck. I'm stuck.
Last night we went to the Texas bar.
I'm stuck. As Butler used to say.
Last night we
Hold on,
went
hold
to
on,
the
wait,
Texas
wait.
bar. Ooh, I just want to be solo. Come on.
Hey,
I want to be a solo
so much
star.
for this
Come on.
technology. Anyway, we'll go again, right? We just put a pause there, right? No, the night
We went to the Texas bar, came back down by a horse and car. Met Big Jim and we all went in to drink some wine in Yates's. Liverpool Judy's, it was said, were to be found in the Douglas Head. McShane was there in a tie and shirt. The foreign girls he was trying to flirt. Your man, oh, the crack was 90 in the Isle of Man. Whacker fancied his good looks, and an Isle of Man woman he was struck. Liverpool lads by his side, and he pegged the jar into her. Whacker thought he had a chance. He asked the queer one out to dance. Around the floor they stepped it out, and the whacking was no bother. Everything was going to plan. Oh, the crack was 90 in the Isle of Man. The Isle of Man woman, Francine Whack, men stood there till the heads came back. Whack! They all whacked into Whack, for Whack was landed on his back. The police force arrived as well, banjoed a couple of them as well. Landed up in the Douglas jail until the Dublin boat did sail. Deported every man. Oh, the crack was 90 in the Isle of Man. Oh, the crack was 90 in the Isle of Man. Lots of you probably don't understand the lingo, but anyway.
Anyway, that song brings me back. Shout out to Conal Larkin, Brian Cleary, Jerry McErlane, Brian Morgan. The wonderful weekend we had a long time ago at an Easter soccer blitz, 5-a-side blitz, while playing with Pegasus in the Isle of Man. We loved the Isle of Person, the songs we had, and again, Conal was our resident guitarist at the time. I was just the bluffer then and still am now, Conal. Alright. Anyway, again, Conal and Mary in Dublin, I hope things are well with us.
Yes, hello there.
So I think we're going to, just to let you know, we're still alive, real and on camera. Diego. Hello, Diego.
Come on over, Diego. We'll say goodbye.
Come on, say
Let's
goodbye.
go. Let's go
Be
say
like
goodbye
that.
to everyone. Come on up here.
Up you go.
Let's go.
Up.
Come on, my sweet. Come on. Up here. That's a boy.
He's
Come
running
on.
around.
We have to say hello to all those people out there. Come on, in the big bad world. Look,
there you are. Say hello.
Look at all those people.
That's the point. That's him. There you are. Okay, so again, just to show you our little logo, what we're about. Meitheal Ceol is just a concept of people singing songs, get together, and we usually gather around a table. Everybody puts €2 in. We have a cup of tea and biscuits and a bit of chat and a bit of crack, and look at we enjoy ourselves. And the whole idea is that if you want to learn a bit or come along, just come from where you are. The great thing is, the fantastic thing about these books is that the words in front of you. So a lot of people lack the confidence that they can't remember the songs or like that. Same with the chords, very easy to play. So we're hoping that people will join along with us in this whole area. I'd say I have loads of resources like that I will be able to put together and put them out there. I'm interested in getting my mandolin out again and having a go at playing that. So that's another area that we might put some effort into.
And hopefully, by the summer we'll have visitors here again to the Wild Atlantic Way.
Oh yeah, whatever.
And we meet up with them and we have sing-songs with them,
Look,
and we hope that things will be better.
Side of the tunnel, there will be songs. There'll be these songs, and there'll be new songs, and there'll be wonderful songs. I'm thinking of the song that I presume it's one of those. Can't remember. Houston by Mary Chapin Carpenter.
Yes.
We would sing that song. One is a beautiful song that came out of the Hurricane Katrina.
That's right.
Thing. So out of all these tragedies that emerge in life, there are songs.
And then of course we've got the boating disasters as well, haven't we, along the coast here?
So we'll love you and leave you. As a slán go fóill ó tír conla chun doing and all. While West Donegal, we hope that we hope the live stream has worked out technically and whatever. This all done on a shoestring, and I said just again, I would big call out for anybody out in the world there, young tech heads or whatever, who can help me certainly with this. I'm using an app called Omelette Arcade, which is a gamer's app. And I'm trying to use that to live stream and the screen capture from what my iPad is looking at, so that you can follow the songs as we're singing them along, which is what we've been able to do. We hope that you buy into the idea and we can have a bit of fun. All right.
Good night. God bless.
All right.
Keep safe.
I just have to kill my thing there.